like Gaethje. I got to go with Gaethje. He used to wrestle the Pac-10 with me, so we used to see him a lot. Yeah, Oregon State would wrestle in Northern Colorado, and I'd see him wrestle, and he was explosive, real good athlete. So, and he's a wild fighter. So, you can't replicate what he does in fights. And Michael Johnson, he's looking like he's on the decline, and he's doing a lot of coke, I heard. So, I don't think he's going to be that. He's going to do that against Gaethje. He's a real fighter.
I got to go with my boy MJ. You know what I mean? I know Gaethje's super tough. I would have liked to see him fight Edson. That would have been an awesome fight. But, this isn't I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to badmouth anybody. But I think that people are starting to see that there's a reason why the UFC is the #1 promotion in the world. I mean, we all know Rafael Sunsau's super tough matchup for anybody. But, Marlon Moraes had some problems with him. And I think Gaethje's in for a tough fight. But I think that, his body, as a fighter, he will acclimate to this level of competition. I just don't think he's going to do it that night against Michael Johnson.
Yeah, it's, I don't have any bias. I mean, Gaethje's from Colorado. I know him and stuff, but we don't hang out or train together or anything. But, man, I like seeing these guys come from other organizations. They've been super dominant in other organizations, and then coming over to the UFC is the real test. I like Gaethje. I like the way he fights. He was fighting tough guys in World Series to fight. I don't care what people say. He fought my teammate Brian Foster. Brian's as tough as they come. Brian had a great career in the UFC, and then I'm going to pick Gaethje in that fight. He's a good wrestler, and we don't ever see him use his wrestling yet. And, if he starts having to string it all together, I think he's going to look even better.
Love that fight. Gaethje's an animal. Mike's a beast, too. I got to go with the Menace. I think he TKOs him.
I love Justin Gaethje. That guy's pretty much a walking concussion because he gets hit so much. I just think that's the key, is he gets hit too much. And fighting in World Series, you're not fighting guys at the caliber of the UFC. He is tough as nails, and he can take a beating. It's not going to last forever, but it's exciting while it lasts. But I think Michael Johnson his wrestling's good enough to keep it on the feet. He's good at checking kicks. He comes from, he trains with Henry Hoop and all those guys. And I just think he's going to hit him too much. And I think Michael Johnson's going to take care of him. He's going to put him away, I think.
I want to take Justin by KO in the second round. But a lot of these guys who transfer over, they have a rough start to begin with. And Justin, I don't know why, he's taken so much damage, and he's got a good chin, but eventually those guys that take a lot of damage, they eventually just, fall over. So I don't know when that's going to happen, but stylistically, if I had bet down, I would say Justin.
I like Michael Johnson, man. And that's another thing. Maybe I'm a little biased, but, me and Michael Johnson have trained together. Years ago when Jeremy Stevens is an Iowa boy. He trained in San Diego, but he flew me out there to help him train for Marcus Davis because he needed southpaws. I was actually out there for a while. It was me, Jeremy, Michael Johnson, and Miles Jury, and we all lived in the same house and just chilled. So I like Michael Johnson. He's just a good dude. So I got to go with Michael.
Justin Gaethje wins by fucking decapitation. He's gonna take his head completely off or his legs, one of the two.
Yeah, I think that Michael's good, but he's just so one-dimensional. I think Gaethje will probably take him down and beat him up.
Man, that's a tough one too, because they're gonna come out and get crazy. I think Michael Johnson. I think those WSOF guys are having a hard time transitioning over to the UFC, and I just think Gaethje gets hit too much, and if Johnson keeps it technical, he's a savage, and I think he'll find the opening and really hurt him.
I like Michael Johnson in that one. Michael Johnson, I feel, is a super underrated guy. He's a really good fighter, super technical. He's there to fight. I feel like he's could be one of the top 10 guys easily, but he gets a lot. I don't know. He gets a bad rap from people, I guess. I honestly think people underestimate him a lot, but I'm going Johnson with that one.